Thank you, Excellency Prime Minister, for your statement. Now, I deliver my statement in my national capacity as the Prime Minister of Nepal.
Excellent statement. Very good.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Namaste, Salam. Good afternoon. I congratulate you, the President of Azerbaijan, on your assuming the chair of our movement. I am confident that the non-aligned movement will reach a new height under the able leadership of you. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of Azerbaijan for the warm welcome and generous hospitality extended to us. The outgoing chair, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, deserves our appreciation for successfully steering the movement for the last 3 years. I have brought with me greetings and best wishes from the land of Buddha and Sagarmatha, Mount Everest, for the success of the summit. Excellencies, 64 years ago, the leaders from Asia and Africa assembled in the Indonesian town of Bandung. They assembled for a specific purpose, and that was the need of the hour. They developed a new set of principles to govern relations among nations. Those principles were about respecting and observing in good faith the principles of UN Charter, about supporting national independence, about upholding of sovereign equality, territorial integrity, and non-interference in the internal affairs, and about settlement of all disputes through peaceful means. These principles are so sacrosanct and have timeless value that if we fail to observe them, the world order will turn into anarchy. And this is certainly not the objective of humanity. The objective is to respect them, which makes the world peaceful, safer, stable, and prosperous. The non-aligned movement was conceived as a decisive response to unjust and unfair world, a dehumanizing world where the basic essentials of human being, the freedoms were denied and brutally suppressed. It was conceived to defend fundamental rights of the peoples and the nations in the South. It was a thoughtful decision to practice an independent foreign policy based on objective analysis of the worldwide worldview, away from biased judgment in an international environment that was characterized by intense East-West rivalry, the Cold War. In doing so, we wanted to preserve our autonomy in decision-making, which is the soul of sovereignty. Excellencies, the Bandung principles, which are eloquently manifested in the objectives of the NAM, from the fundamentals of our foreign policy is enshrined in our Constitution. We take immense pride in saying that the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, better known as Panchasila, were derived from the teachings of Buddha, the immortal son of Nepal. They make a perfect sync with the essence of Nepal's foreign policy principle that believes in amity with all, enmity with none. Excellencies, Nepal's experience presents a testimony of how peace, democracy, development, and human rights are closely interlinked. Human rights can find true meaning only in a condition of comprehensive democracy. One would ask, what is the essence of comprehensive democracy? I stand for a holistic empowerment of individual so that he or she enjoys freedom from poverty, access to equal opportunity, right to life, security, and dignity. I would say the political rights alone are not sufficient to empower individual in the true sense of the term. They remain useless if a person remains hungry and homeless, which threatens his most fundamental right, the right to life. Being cognizant of the fact, we in Nepal have crafted social security system to cover the entire cycle of human life so that no one dies due to lack of food and shelter. Beyond the borders, comprehensive democracy must be practiced at the global level as well. How do we promote this? We promote this by ensuring sovereign equality, non-use of threat or force, non-interference in internal affairs, respect and dignity of all nations, non-exploitation, and fair opportunities for all countries to grow and develop. Comprehensive democracy demands a world order that is democratic, that is inclusive, that is just, and that is fair. Unless and until we achieve it, the NAM will continue to be relevant for us. The NAM is a synonym for peace, security, justice, and development. It has time-tested value and appeal. Excellencies, Mother Earth is common to all and has bestowed enough to fulfill human needs in a rational way. We cannot live in a situation where excessive greed and intolerable destitution stand in two opposite extremes. Excessive greed is the primary reason for environmental catastrophe as well as the social conflict. We must therefore ensure prosperity for all so that no one is left behind, as the SDGs have underlined, and protection of Mother Earth so that the needs of the future generations are not compromised. How we achieve this? We achieve this by ensuring global justice in such a manner that all states enjoy their rights and fulfill their obligations in a balanced manner. However, in judicious utilization of natural resources, there should not be any restriction on the sovereign choice of the people. Climate change has assumed crisis proportion. Being acutely aware of this fact, the government of Nepal has decided to host the Sagarmatha Samvad, a global dialogue under the theme of mountains, climate change, and the future of humanity in April next year. Excellencies, in the interval of every 3 years, we meet to make the assessment of the moment. In every summit, we take decisions and define a new course of action. Our collective wisdom finds space in a comprehensive declaration that we adopt at the end of our gathering. But let's seriously ponder. Have we ever developed the system to ensure that the decisions we make are implemented in good faith? Have we ever tried to reach broad consensus that the political message of the moment needs to be translated into action on the ground? Have we ever analyzed the deep-rooted conflicts and differences among ourselves and tried to resolve them in the spirit of solidarity. The time has come to seriously reflect on how could we collectively make the movement more dynamic and effective. Here are my humble suggestions. We want to see a NAM that is internally cohesive, united, strong, and externally influential so that entrenched global inequalities are uprooted for once and for all. We want to see a NAM that fosters goodwill, understanding, and cooperation so that division and discord do not surface to undermine the unity of the movement. We want to see a NAM that helps leverage the strength and capacity of the South so that all developing nations build collective strengths to address development challenges to achieve shared prosperity. We want to see a NAM that takes up burning global issues in a systemic manner and devises concrete solutions to address them. We want to see a NAM that contributes to strengthening multilateralism with the United Nations at its center. I believe that the consideration of these suggestions will make a difference in the way our movement functions in making the NAM truly a force to respond adequately to the contemporary challenges and to advance development journey for collective prosperity. As a founding member of NAM, Nepal stands firmly to shoulder its responsibilities from the forefront. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you for your patience. Now, I resume the role of the chair of the session and give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Sarag Faiz, Prime Minister of Libya.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, it is my honor to speak on behalf of His Excellency Chairman of the Presidential Council of Libya's Government of National Accord, Your Excellency, President of Azerbaijan, Excellencies, esteemed gathering. First and foremost, I would like to extend my deep thanks for Azerbaijan for hosting the 18th summit of the non-aligned movement and for its warm hospitality. Your Excellency, President Aliyev, allow me to congratulate you for assuming the presidency of the current session of the NAM. We wish you all success and we wish the Azerbaijani people all prosperity and success. We would also like to thank the Republic of Venezuela for all the efforts it exerted while assuming the chairmanship of the previous session. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to participate in the NAM summit, this movement that was founded in the Bandung Conference in 1955 based on noble principles, values, and objectives. We hope that in this gathering we will be able to reiterate our commitment and be loyal to these commitments. NAM members represent 2/3 of the international community, and it is very important for these countries to play a bigger role in the international decision-making and participate in the formulation of the future. Unfortunately, we are gathered here today at a time where my country is going through dangerous and exceptional circumstances. The institutional and political divide is widening. It is fueled by third parties. Our capital is subject to assault led by the rebellious military. And the goal of this rebellion is to overthrow the legitimacy and overthrow the political path. This continuous aggression that has been going on for more than 6 months caused a lot of human losses, also including hundreds of innocent civilians, the displacement of hundreds of thousands, and the destruction of the houses and the public and private properties, in addition to clear violations of human rights laws, the international law, UN Security Council resolutions, war crimes, including bombing residential areas, hospitals, ambulances, civil airports. These bombings also targeted shelters for illegitimate migrants. The regions that are controlled by the military were not immune to these gross violations of human rights, including extrajudicial killing and forced disappearances, like what happened to Member of Parliament, Mrs. Siham Sarkoua, in addition to muzzling. It is unfortunate that these attacks and crimes are being committed with the support of external parties, and they are contradictory to the principles of our movement, which calls for the respect of countries' sovereignty, non-interference, prevention of armed action, and the peaceful settlement of disputes. Esteemed gathering, I would like to extend to you the appreciation of the Libyan people to the positions of all the members of the NAM who reject any form of aggression and support the will of the people to build a democratic and civil state. My people also calls on the member states who are supporting the aggressors to change their position, and we call on them to commit to the NAM's principles. And Tripoli is subject to aggression and bombing, targeting a lot of civilians and civil infrastructure by illegitimate militias. This aggression will lead to a comprehensive and destructive civil war that would not only affect Libya, but will also affect the whole region. Ladies and gentlemen, the aggressor claimed that his attack on Tripoli was aimed at fighting terrorism. In fact, this aggression provides the right conditions for the return of terrorism. The forces who faced terrorism in the city of Sirte and freed the city from ISIS in 2016, which led to 800 martyrs and thousands of casualties, are now amid a battle to defend the capital and deter the aggressors. This is what we have always warned against. The remains of the terrorist organization that fled during the Sirte battles gathered again in different regions. We are trying to deter them and chase them. This is very well known in the international community and refutes the allegations of the rebellious movement. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the exceptional conditions that my country is going through, we are keen on working through our memberships in international organizations to serve the issues of peace and stability. Therefore, my country would like to express its concern towards the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, especially the nuclear weapons. My country also supports the reform conducted to the UN Security Council in order for this council to be more democratic and just. In addition to this, my country stands with the people with their claim for their legitimate rights, including the right to build an independent state with Jerusalem as its capital based on the Arab Peace Initiative. Libya reiterates that the draft resolutions based on imposing the status quo will not achieve justice, nor will it achieve peace. My country also assures that the Palestinian issue is their top priority until the Palestinian people gain their right in having an independent state. My country also supports all efforts aimed at finding a peaceful resolution in both Syria and Yemen in order to put an end to the plight of both peoples and avoid disintegration. In conclusion, I would like to tell you that despite the difficulties and challenges, the Presidential Council of Libya's Government of National Accord is exerting a lot of effort to consolidate the pillars of security, stability, building the state institutions, and achieving the transitional justice in order to have a national reconciliation and in order to revive the economy, to achieve development and prosperity to the Libyan people. May God grant us success. May peace and blessings of God be upon you.
Thank you, Excellency, for your statement. It was the last speaker in my list for today. I am looking forward to welcome all heads of state and government and heads of delegations to official dinner to be held at 20 p.m. in the Haidar Aliyev Center, hosted by the President of Azerbaijan. Now, before to end, I would like to give floor to the host government for some housekeeping announcements.
Distinguished participants, as you know, we will have official reception on behalf of the President, Mr. Ilham Aliyev, at 8 p.m. today. So I would like just to inform you about some logistical issues. We suggest now, in accordance of your arrival, to depart to related hotels, and around 7:15, the shuttle buses and motorcades will leave to Haidar Aliyev Center. So, due to the limited, let's say, time schedule, please understand our, let's say, logistical situation. Thank you.
Excellencies, hereby I declare the first working day of summit closed, and we'll resume our session tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you very much.
यो इनीहरुको हो ओके हाम्रो के हो